Let me ask you a blunt question. When was the last time you woke up with a strong morning erection? If you're a man, over 50 chances are it's happening less often, and that silence from your body should concern you. In my years as a physician, I've seen too many patients who ignored that missing signal only to later discover it was one of the very first warnings of deeper problems, declining circulation, falling testosterone, and even early nerve damage. Now, here's the good news. Losing your morning erections does not mean the end of vitality, confidence, or intimacy. Nature has already given us powerful tools to turn that light back on, and when used correctly, they can quietly restore blood flow, rebalance hormones, and bring back the firmness you thought was gone forever. And I'll tell you, this straight timing is everything. What you give your body before bed sets the stage for how it performs in the morning. That's why in this video, I'm going to share with you the natural powders I recommend most to my patients, the same ones that work overnight while you sleep to rebuild the very foundation of male performance. Stay with me, because what I reveal next could be the missing link between waking up worried and waking up powerful again. When a man loses his morning erections, the first place I look as a doctor is his circulation. Think of your arteries like highways. If traffic is blocked, nothing gets through. And without blood flow, there is no firmness, no stamina, no confidence. That's why the first natural powder I recommend to my patients is beetroot powder. Beets are loaded with nitrates, and your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide. This tiny gas molecule is like a master key. It tells your arteries to relax, expand, and open wide. One study published in the journal Hypertension found that just a few weeks of daily beetroot supplementation significantly lowered blood pressure and improved vascular elasticity. For my patients, the results show up where it matters most: more consistent, stronger morning erections. I tell men to picture their erectile tissue as a dry sponge. Nitric oxide is the message that says, open the gates. When the gates open, blood rushes and the sponge fills, and firmness returns. Without that signal, the gates stay half closed, and what should be powerful becomes weak and inconsistent. That's why athletes use beet juice for endurance, and it's the same reason it works for performance in the bedroom. The best part is how simple it is. Stir a teaspoon of beetroot powder into warm water about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. As you sleep, those nitrates quietly go to work, opening the arteries and priming your body for the morning. Patients often tell me within a few weeks they notice not just firmer erections, but also more energy during the day. But circulation alone won't solve everything. Blood flow can be wide open, yet if your stress hormones are choking, your testosterone performance will still crash. That's why the second powder I recommend isn't about circulation at all. It's about breaking the invisible grip of cortisol and restoring the hormones that make a man feel alive. Now, let's be clear. Circulation alone is not enough. I've had men come to me saying, "Doctor, I drink beet juice every night, and yes, blood flow feels better, but I'm still not waking up firm." When I dig deeper, I almost always find the same culprit stress hormones strangling their testosterone. That's where ashwagandha changes the game. Ashwagandha is what we call an adaptogen, an herb that helps your body adapt to stress. In plain English, it pulls you out of fight or flight mode. Modern research proves what ancient healers already knew. A study in the Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine showed ashwagandha lowered cortisol levels by nearly 30% in just a few weeks. And when cortisol drops, testosterone has room to rise. Think of cortisol as a noisy neighbor who never lets you sleep. Night after night, he bangs on the walls, and your body can't restore itself. Ashwagandha quiets that noise. It helps men drift into deeper sleep the very stage where testosterone is built and tissues repair. I've had patients tell me, "Doc, after 2 weeks of ashwagandha at night, I didn't just sleep better, I felt calmer, more energized, and my desire came back." The ritual is simple. Stir half a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder into warm milk or water before bed. The warmth soothes, the herb calms, and your hormones finally get the chance to reset. It's earthy, yes, but add a touch of honey or cinnamon and it becomes a nightly comfort. And here's the real wave of hope. Men who combine better circulation with lower cortisol often see morning erections return faster, stronger, and more consistent. But balance doesn't end with stress. Once hormones are back online, the next question every man asks me is, can I get my stamina and passion back the kind I had in my 30s? That's exactly where maca root steps in. So once stress is calmed and testosterone begins to rise, men often ask me, "Doctor, that's great, but what about my stamina? What about the fire and passion I used to feel?" And that's when I introduce them to maca root, sometimes called Peruvian ginseng, a natural powerhouse that doesn't just balance hormones, it awakens desire itself. Maca works differently than ashwagandha. Instead of directly pushing testosterone higher, it fine-tunes your energy system, your circulation, and your endurance. Think of it like tuning up an old engine, not forcing it, but restoring the rhythm it was designed to have. Studies published in BMC Complementary Medicine have shown that regular maca supplementation significantly improves sexual desire and even enhances energy in both men and women. But in my clinic, I've seen it transform how men over 50 show up not just in intimacy, but in their daily vitality. One patient in his late 50s told me, "Doc, after 3 weeks of maca, it wasn't just about getting firm. I felt like I could stay there longer with focus, with energy, with control I hadn't felt in years." Many also describe something they never expected: sharper, more satisfying climaxes closer to what they remembered from their 20s. That kind of result rebuilds confidence from the inside out. The beauty of maca is how easy it is to use. Its flavor is mildly sweet and nutty, far less bitter than other herbs. Stir a teaspoon into a smoothie, sprinkle it over yogurt, or blend it with warm almond milk before bed. As your body rests, maca fuels stamina, strengthens pelvic tissues, and helps counter the age-related changes that weaken erections and prostate health. But even with stamina, desire, and endurance restored, there's still a hidden enemy silently working against men: inflammation. It stiffens arteries, irritates the prostate, and drains energy without warning. That's why the next powder I share is not just about performance, it's about protecting your body at the deepest level while you sleep. Even with better blood flow, calmer stress, and revived stamina, there's still one silent enemy most men ignore: chronic inflammation. And trust me, it doesn't just make your joints ache. It quietly stiffens your arteries, irritates your prostate, and drains your energy like a hidden leak in a water tank. That's why the final powder I always mention to my patients is turmeric, but not turmeric alone. Turmeric combined with a pinch of black pepper. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with extraordinary anti-inflammatory power. The problem is curcumin by itself is poorly absorbed. But here's the viral twist. Most men don't know, add just a touch of black pepper and absorption skyrockets by up to 2,000%. It's like having a locked treasure chest of healing compounds. Black pepper is the key that finally opens it. When men start using turmeric at night, often as a golden milk drink with warm milk or water, the results can be dramatic. In studies published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, curcumin reduced systemic inflammation markers and improved vascular function in as little as 8 weeks. For my patients, that means more flexible arteries, less irritation in the prostate, and smoother, stronger blood flow by morning. I describe it this way. Imagine your blood vessels as rubber bands. Inflammation turns them brittle, making them crack under pressure. Turmeric keeps them supple, elastic, ready to expand when circulation surges at night. That means when you wake up, your body isn't fighting against swollen tissues, it's primed for performance. So here's the practical tip. Stir half a teaspoon of turmeric with a tiny pinch of black pepper into warm milk before bed. The drink is calming, grounding, and as it works through the night, it clears the roadblocks inflammation leaves behind. Patients often tell me not only did their erections improve, but they also felt lighter, more energetic, and less sore the next day. But here's the real hook. When you put all of these powders together, the story changes completely. Beetroot primes your blood flow. Ashwagandha frees your hormones. Maca fuels your stamina, and turmeric clears the hidden inflammation. And in just a moment, I'll explain why you don't need to take them all at once and how starting with just one can unlock results faster than you think. Now, let me be very clear, stacking all 4 powders at once is not the smartest move. I've had men come into my office with cabinets full of supplements, frustrated because they threw everything at their body and expected instant miracles. That shotgun approach almost always ends in disappointment. The real secret is starting simple, being consistent, and letting your body respond one step at a time. Here's how I guide my patients. Choose just one powder that matches your biggest struggle. If weak circulation is your red flag, start with beetroot. If stress and sleepless nights are draining your testosterone, pick ashwagandha. If stamina and desire feel flat, begin with maca. And if inflammation is the hidden culprit, aches, prostate pressure, low energy, go with turmeric and black pepper. One choice, one habit every night for at least 3 weeks. Why 3 weeks? Because that's the minimum time your body needs to reset its systems. Studies on nitric oxide, cortisol, and inflammatory markers all show measurable change within that window. And when men commit to that rhythm, the feedback I hear is powerful, firmer morning erections, deeper sleep, more consistent energy, even confidence in moments they thought were gone forever. Once you see results, then and only then consider rotating or combining. For example, beetroot plus ashwagandha for men who need both circulation and hormone support, or maca with turmeric for stamina and anti-inflammatory protection. The key is patience. These powders are not quick gimmicks. They are allies, and like any ally, they build trust with consistency. And here's the part that always hooks my audience: when men stop chasing quick fixes and start following the simple nightly ritual, the spark comes back in ways they didn't expect. Not just physically, but emotionally, in their confidence, in their relationships, even in how they carry themselves each morning. But don't take my word alone. In the final part of this video, I'm going to show you exactly why morning erections are not just about intimacy. They're a powerful daily health check, and restoring them could mean protecting your heart, your hormones, and your future. You've now seen how 4 natural powders, beetroot, ashwagandha, maca, and turmeric with black pepper, can help restore circulation balance, hormones, rebuild stamina, and calm inflammation. But remember, it's not about trying everything at once. It's about choosing one, starting small, and being consistent. Over time, these simple nightly rituals can give you back not just firmer mornings, but also confidence, energy, and a stronger foundation for your overall health. As a doctor, I want you to know this: losing your morning erections does not mean your best days are over. It can be the beginning of a new chapter where you take back control of your body, protect your heart, and keep your masculinity alive in a natural, lasting way. You deserve to feel strong, vital, and connected again. If you found this video helpful, Please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest medical insights for men's health. Save this video to come back to when you need a reminder and share it with someone who could benefit from this knowledge. And let me ask you, have you noticed changes in your morning erections lately? Tell me in the comments. I read every story, and your experience could help another man realize he's not alone.